Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Today's video, I just wanted to walk through how to actually start going and playing the alpha, what your first step should be in the game, and just some tips on basic gameplay that might be a little bit confusing at the beginning, but you'll get used to them very quickly. All right, so I'm going to assume that you have the game downloaded. You've watched my other video, just quickly going through how to get to the Discord and get to the links. We're actually just going to start with the gameplay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the campaign. Then you're going to go to the emergence piece of it, and you're going to go on summoning. Now I've already completed these, so there's the stars there, but this should still work. So we'll go to summoning. We'll begin the mission. And you're going to select your incarnate. Now, it doesn't really matter what incarnate you select, although I do have a hypothesis that whatever incarnate you do select, you might get more pieces of that incarnate. And if you were thinking about this in the form of like Raid Shadow Legends, you might want to, and you want to select Kale. I think the Judge is probably the best option here because you might start with some better pieces. But again, it doesn't matter. There's no real impact on the game whatsoever. Besides possibly getting those parts. Again, it's just a hypothesis that I haven't proven yet, but we'll just go ahead and pick one. So we'll go ahead and enter the memory, and we'll hit OK. And you're just basically walking through this this gameplay, the narration here, the storyline and stuff like that. Definitely encourage you to read it. If you find typos or anything like that, pop it in the Discord, and hopefully the developers will get it resolved. But we'll just go ahead and I'll skip through it by clicking. So I'm just clicking through. There's the highlight here of move. So in this game, you have an option to move or attack or use an ability rather in any order. So you can use an ability, then move, or you can move, then use an ability. In this case, the tutorial is showing you how to move or telling you to move. So we're going to go ahead and move. Right now, there's just some text there, but what it's showing you is to move to this highlighted box here. We can go ahead and use this mouse scroll wheel to zoom in, and it's showing you that highlighted box. So I can't actually get there because there's no move, so that's interesting. We'll have to see if that's going to be an issue here. So we'll end the turn there, and then we'll try to move. Okay, so you just have to move twice. Other incarnates have large move range in the tutorials, so if you do select the Archon, just know that you're going to have to move twice. And then you're good to go. So once you get to that, you click that area that you want to move, you're going to select the direction you want to move face in. And right now we're going to face this enemy. That's what we're trying to do here. So we click that square and we face in that direction. Now you get some more narration, and now you're going to use your soul ability here called Genesis to attack. So there we go. And some more narration going through it. I'm just going to click through. Again, you can go ahead and read this at your own pace. Now it's telling you to end your turn here, so we're going to go ahead and click the end turn. And now it's freestyle gameplay, just to get you used to the actual incarnate itself and the gameplay and the movement and stuff like that. So in order to move your camera around, you can left click and drag, and that's going to pan left and right, up and down, diagonal, however you want to do it. So that's just a panning option. If you right click, you're actually going to go ahead and start doing some tilts around the axes. So this is tilting around the y-axis here, tilting around the x-axis, and then kind of tilting around the z-axis, if you will, out here. So so that's the basic camera movements. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, again, you can go ahead and use the scroll wheel. So I'm scrolling in, I'm scrolling back out. That just zooms in and out. So we're going to go ahead and just start playing. So we'll go ahead and use attack a target space. We can go ahead and attack there. That kills that enemy. The rift ends up getting placed there. We'll go ahead and move. You can see I'm much faster than the other enemies, and it's obviously for the tutorial. All right, so we'll keep moving along here. Just using our abilities on the enemies. There we go. Now our friends show up, our memories, or the other incarnates. So there's the Titan, Nazari, and Judge. We get some more narration going on here, storyline. And that's the first level. So we're going to go to the next level after that. So just hit the next level. And now we're going to do a little bit more complex movements and play with the team. So there we go. We're just going through the text here. And now we're going to go ahead and start playing around with the Nazari. So you have to move your camera around. You can see, like, if you're in that default view, you have nothing really showing you. So what you have to do here is you kind of have to move your camera and pan it around. So, you know, right click and drag to turn it. And then you can start seeing there's this highlighted box here, or square. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move to that. So we're just going to go ahead and move to that space. That's what the tutorial is trying to tell you to do. And now it's telling you to use your body ability. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it is highlighting, again, this square. So it wants you to attack that square. There you go. So attack, and then it did the secondary attack in range. So that's good. And it ended my turn automatically. So just know that it already ended my turn. So now I've got this highlight here. Now I want to move. And there's the movement. Now it's showing I would need to use my body part called insolence, giving me an aura. So everybody's got defense up. Now Titan comes in and is happy that he's got a defense buff. Now again, that ended turn automatically. Here's the move. So we're just going to go and move to that space that's being highlighted. Now it wants us to use rain, which is the mind part, and it's highlighting the highest space there that you're going to be able to teleport to. So we'll go ahead and use it, and there we go. That pulls everybody in properly, so that's good. And lastly, it is telling us to move on the Archon. So we're going to do that. Now it's saying to use Genesis on that square, so attack a target space. Again, that's a target space. We're not attacking our Incarnate, although the Incarnate will be damaged. So there we go. And does that AoE of 1. Good. And so we're just going to use the Spike Blade here and kill that. And doesn't really matter where we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and move out here. So again, I'm just hitting the move button, clicking the space that I want to go to, and hitting the pink box where I want to face. And I will use forbearance to kill or attack that enemy. End my turn. Gonna go ahead and use raise here. Just move down so it actually triggers. And so there's the burn that's applied. And we'll go ahead and get over here and attack that. So again, I'm just working through the abilities here on each of the Incarnates. I'm not really looking for damage. This is more, again, just for illustration purposes. As you're walking through this, you're more than welcome to read the abilities and figure out what they do and stuff like that. You'll definitely have more opportunity to do that throughout the waves mode. But right now I'm just trying to get through the tutorial as quickly as I can. So we're just moving on to show you exactly what you want to be doing right after this. All right, so that's there. We'll just end there and there. I'm not going to be able to get to move anywhere close. I'll just go ahead and kill it with the judge. So there we go. Level 2 is done. The Void Watcher comes back. Nazari and the other Incarnates start talking. Again, read it at your own pace there. Then you're going to want to go to the next level. And you have more enemies that we're going to go ahead and face. Again, it's telling you to use your soul ability on this enemy. So there we go. That dies. Want to move. So again, we're clicking the move. We're going to that highlighted blue box there, or blue square. We're going to go ahead and, again, pan and face that way. We'll use forbearance. And there we go. That one dies. So now you have a pop-up of going through the affinities. I do have a video going through the affinities, very similar text here, explaining what it really does. So feel free to read this or go back to my video that I'll link above and watch how affinities work and why it's important. Okay, so now we are again in free mode. We're not being instructed to do anything. We're just going to go ahead and use raise, try to get everybody burned. by moving into presence. We're going to end our turn, do some talking. Again, that pops up. I'm not sure if it's supposed to pop up again, but it does. So again, go check out that video. And then we'll just go ahead and come out here. And since we're going to be able to attack both of these, we'll do a little bit more damage. There's 1-2 attacks. There's the burns ticking. All right, now my turn. So we have the ability to attack enemies in a line of looks like 2 or 3. So we can go ahead and move up here and use that ability. So there's the attack in a line. We don't really need to heal. Again, this is just tutorial, so we'll just go ahead and use the forbearance. Try to kill. Yep, there we go. End my turn there. Burns are happening. Blind happened. All right, so we're going to hop over here so we can actually do some damage. There we go. And let's see, do we have any? It doesn't really matter. So what we can do is we can attack this space right here, and we can attack both of these. So there we go. You can see the orange highlights. Awesome. And that should be the last piece there. Yep. And here comes the Void Watcher again. Perfect. So we now have completed the tutorial, I believe. Get through all the text, and you would see rewards popping up. Like I said, I've already done this, so you'll see rewards coming up for you. So once you do that, you want to go. You don't have any other option but to go to the main menu. So you go to the main menu. So if we go back out to the campaign, you can also do the Tethys level 1 campaign, and that will give you 3 more parts to create another incarnate. So go ahead and use those parts to forge that incarnate. And then you're going to go to the forge, and this is where you can start building your incarnates. You should have some ability or some parts over here on the right hand side for your mind, body, and soul. For the first couple of incarnates, just forge what you think might be fun to play around with. You're going to get parts to drop as you go through the waves, so you're going to be able to mix and match other parts that you get. Again, one of the more powerful parts in the early part of the game on the soul part is going to be that judge piece called Subpoena. Actually, I have a copy right here. So Subpoena, if you use that, it's one of the more powerful parts to get you started. Make sure you look out for that. When you are done with an incarnate, maybe you didn't really like the combination, stuff like that, you can go back out to the main menu. You can go to the hall, and there's this reclaim button here. And if I go here and I hit the reclaim button, I can go ahead and actually reclaim these parts and from this incarnate. It does cost some resources now. Previously it didn't, but now it does. Still learning how to get these to drop, or learning how to get them crafted pretty much. So I'll put another video out later for that. But you can reclaim this, you'll get the parts back, you'll get Eternals back and stuff like that. So that's good. It means you don't really have to worry too much about building the perfect incarnate right away. Play around with the abilities, see what you like, see what you don't like, and then just mix and match. And again, you're going to have plenty of opportunities for drops as you go through the waves. So speaking of the waves, let's go there. All you're going to do is you're going to start at level 1. That's the only option you're going to have. So you go to level 1, you'll have this Void Watcher, then probably another incarnate here, probably one that matches the class that you selected in the tutorial. So whatever class you think you're gonna like, select that one in the tutorial and you'll get some parts for that one. So we just go ahead and just pop them in, begin the battle. Again, you'll start at level 1, which will only have 1 incarnate, and basically you just start playing. What I'll go ahead and do is go through a few of the basic gameplay pieces here. So move. You've already done it in the tutorial, but you can move before you do an ability or after you do an ability. So in this case, Frenzy gives me Surge, which gives me a range of 1 or movement of 1. So if I use that, you can see my move goes to, here. If I use that Frenzy and then I move, I actually have a larger radius or larger range that I can move in. So that's why it's important to know what your abilities do, because you want to move before or after sometimes. So I'm going to end my turn there because I can't do anything else. And for this Incarnate, I know that Raise is going to pull any enemies that are in the presence of 4, so I go ahead and use Raise. Again, it only gets triggered after you move, so you don't want to move then use Raise. You want to use Raise then move. In this case, so I'm going to use Raise. I'm going to go ahead and get up here and move up there. So these were in range of 4 there. So I already know that there's a little bit of a bug here. Raise is pulling inconsistently right now. It's supposed to pull 4 spaces, but that only pulled 1 there. So that's already a known bug that we're tracking, stuff like that. But that's the whole point of this, alpha or test period, is to find things like that. So definitely take note of what the skill does and then see how it reacts when you actually use it. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn because I can't do anything else. And then the enemies are going to go because they're faster. I'm just going to go ahead and come in here and use Furnace. End my turn there. What I really want to show you guys is some of the line of sight gameplay. That way you're familiar with that before you jump too far in. This is a good kind of example here for line of sight and cover. So this Covenant ability is an attack, and you have to be facing a certain direction. So forward, whatever you can see forward is when you have that kind of orange attack text. You have to be facing forward. That's where you can attack, and it's based on your range stat. I can tell my range right now is 3 because it goes 1, 2, 3 spaces here. So those 3 tell me my range is 3. And you can see that if my range was completely 3, I should be able to attack out to 1, 2, 3 spaces here. The problem with this is that it's based on line of sight. So I have an enemy Incarnate that's blocking my line of sight to those two spaces in the back. So I can't actually attack out there. That's why you don't see the highlight. And the other piece is you see the yellow spaces here. That's called cover. When you have an impediment to your line of sight, so it's not necessarily that you can't see the space, but it's kind of blocked. It's being covered, if you will. You're going to see that yellow highlight, and that's going to basically say that if you attack that space, you're going to do 50% less damage because you don't have full line of sight on it. So if I do that, I've got line of sight here, but it's covered, so it's only going to do 50% less, 50% of the damage that it would have. So I don't really want to attack that guy. I want to attack this guy because it's got that red square, which means full damage is going to happen. It's kind of complicated, but they are changing that system, which is why I haven't really put a full video out on it yet, because I know that the mechanic is changing. But for those that are testing right now, just know that if you see that yellow box, you're going to do 50% less damage. If you see the red box, you're going to be able to do full damage to that Incarnate. The other thing I want to talk about is if you're attacking below the Incarnate, you do, I think, 5% less damage per space that you're below. So you're going to do less damage by attacking below. And the same thing goes for above. If you attack from above, so this Titan-based Incarnate here is would be attacking above this Incarnate. So let's go ahead and see if we can get to that Incarnate. And we can see, so there's the below text because they attacked me from below. They have equal footing there, so there's no below or above. If I go up here with this Incarnate and use Subpoena again, you're going to see that I'm attacking from above. So there's weak hit above, and it's a weak hit because of the affinity, but I was attacking from above. So again, the void, or the death rather, is weak affinity to the void affinity. If I really wanted to maximize my damage potential, I probably would have turned around, and because this is death, that's going to be greater or better than the life affinity. Again, look at that video for affinities to see how that works. But you saw that I was attacking from above, so I got a little bit more damage from that. So those are the kind of the critical things when you're starting to play around and mess around with the alpha. Just be mindful of that. Hopefully this helped out for those that are actually going through the tutorial and are looking for what to do. All right, so hopefully if you're just joining the alpha and you're starting to do some testing, the walkthrough of the tutorial kind of showed you what to do and how to walk through the stages and get incarnates and forge them. Hopefully it's beneficial. If it was, feel free to toss a like. If you like the content, especially some of the other stuff that I've been doing, going through all the parts and showing the affinities and eternals, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Trying to grow the channel a little bit. Toss some comments down below. Check us out in the Discord for sure. Don't be afraid to ask questions in the Discord. I know there's already been a lot of questions in the last 12 hours or so. And some of us have been chiming in and answering them best we can. Sham is also there, so definitely hang out in the Discord and ask as many questions as you can. And if you find some bugs, let us know in that bug report, because that's going to make the game better. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.